Hello, friends. Welcome to our podcast where everyday moments become English lessons. Today, we're following one ordinary day from morning to night, and along the way, I'll flag useful phrases you can start using right now. Grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's jump in. Our guest today is my neighbor, Julia. Hello, Julia.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here with all of you.
We are too. Tell us everything about your day.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm 34 years old. I'm married to Marco. I'm raising a very energetic 5-year-old boy named Theo. My alarm goes off at 6, and the first thing on my mind is getting everyone fed before the chaos of the morning kicks in. Theo is picky, but he never says no to scrambled eggs and toast, so that's usually what lands on the table. While he eats, I'm already running through the day's to-do list in my head. Once breakfast is cleared away, I do a quick sweep of the house. Nothing fancy, just straightening cushions, wiping counters, getting things back in their place. I can't start my day if the house feels messy around me. It throws off my whole mood. Marco is honestly great about pitching in. He's not the type to leave everything to me. He'll load the dishwasher or take out the trash without being asked. And he always makes time for a few minutes with Theo before he heads to the office in the morning. It's a small thing, but it matters. Mid-morning is when Theo and I usually squeeze in something educational but light. A puzzle, a drawing session, sometimes just reading together on the couch. Nothing that feels like homework, just enough to keep his brain active before I drop him off at school around noon. Once he's at school, I finally get an hour that's mine. Some days that means a yoga session to reset. Other days, it's a quick run to the grocery store to grab what I need for dinner. I take cooking seriously, not in a stressful way, but I like experimenting with new recipes instead of falling back on the same 5 meals every week. By evening, Marco and Theo are back, and we sit down together for dinner. This is non-negotiable in our house. No phones, no distractions, just everyone talking about how their day went. Theo usually has some wild story about recess, and Marco fills us in on work drama. Once dinner's done, we start winding down as a family. Theo gets a bath, we read a chapter of whatever book has his attention this month, and by 8:30 p.m. he's usually asleep. Marco and I linger a bit longer, sometimes just decompressing on the couch. Other times we go to bed early. Watching Theo grow, seeing him happy and curious about the world, gives me more satisfaction than almost anything else. I know I'm shaping who he becomes, and that responsibility keeps me grounded. Being a stay-at-home parent isn't always easy. Some days are genuinely exhausting. But the good moments outweigh the hard ones by a long shot. A hug from Theo at the end of a rough day, or Marco showing up for our family without me having to ask, reminds me that this is exactly where I want to be.
Thank you, Julia. Let's break down some expressions from that story that you'll hear often in everyday English. Kicks in. When something starts to take effect or begin. I said the chaos of the morning kicks in. You could also say the coffee kicks in or the medicine kicks in. Example, give it 20 minutes. The Tylenol should kick in soon. Pitching in. Helping out with a shared task, usually without being asked. I said Marco is great about pitching in. Example, everyone pitched in to clean up after the party, so it only took 10 minutes. Squeeze in. Making time for something in a busy schedule, even if it's a tight fit. I said we squeeze in educational activities. Example, I know you're busy, but can you squeeze in a quick call this afternoon? Falling back on. Relying on something familiar, usually as a safer or easier option. Example, when I'm short on time, I always fall back on ordering pizza. Non-negotiable. Something that isn't open to discussion or compromise. A firm rule. I said family dinner is non-negotiable. Example, for me, 8 hours of sleep is non-negotiable. I don't function without it. Outweigh. When one thing is more significant or important than another. I said the good moments outweigh the hard ones. Example, the benefits of the new job outweigh the longer commute, in my opinion. Shows up. being present and reliable for someone, especially in a meaningful way. I said Marco shows up for our family. Example, a good friend shows up for you even when it's inconvenient. To call it a night. Call it a night means to stop what you're doing and go to bed or end the activity for the evening, deciding you're done for the day. Unwind means to relax and let go of tension or stress, usually after a busy or demanding day. Example, after a long week at work, I like to unwind with some music and a cup of tea. Working through a task or material means going through it carefully, piece by piece. Example, we worked through the whole textbook before the exam. Let's practice a few of these lines together. Repeat after me, slowly at first.
My alarm goes off at 6. The chaos of the morning kicks in. Marco is great about pitching in. We squeeze in something educational. I try not to fall back on the same meals. Family dinner is non-negotiable in our house. The good moments outweigh the hard ones. Marco always shows up for our family.
Nicely done. Say those a few more times on your own later today, and they'll start to feel natural. Let's hear the same story, but told in a different way. This time, just listening for the phrases we covered.
Hi, I'm Julia. My alarm goes off at 6, and the chaos of the morning kicks in fast. Theo eats his eggs while I run through my mental to-do list. Then I tidy the house before anything else can happen. Marco is great about pitching in. He never waits to be asked. Mid-morning, Theo and I squeeze in something educational. Then I drop him off at school around 9 a.m. While he's out, I get my own time. Yoga, groceries, cooking. I try not to fall back on the same 5 meals. I like trying something new. By evening, we're all together again, and family dinner is non-negotiable. No phones, just conversation. Some days are hard, but the good moments outweigh the hard ones easily. Marco always shows up for our family, and that's what keeps everything steady. After dinner, the whole house shifts into a quieter gear. Theo hops in the bath, and then we work through a chapter of whichever book he's obsessed with these days. Marco and I usually stick around a while longer, sometimes just unwinding together on the couch, other times calling it a night ourselves.
That's it for today's episode. Try using at least one of these phrases in a real conversation this week. That's how they actually stick. If this episode helped you, subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss the next one. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Tell me in the comments what your day is like.